So this is the Agricultural Commission's meeting of September 13th at 2022 at 7 p.m. About to start the meeting. And the first item on our agenda is the acceptance of the August minutes. I think you've all received a copy of those minutes that were issued. Can I have a motion to approve the minutes as prepared? Deborah Rolfe is acknowledged.
No, I just want to make a spelling correction.
Okay.
It just jumped out to me because it's my last name in the under the AgCom vacancy section. The E on my last name is missing.
Okay.
That's all. It's just a typo.
Sorry.
It's
That's
not a problem. I just noticed it.
You know, I checked those things pretty closely, and I'm sorry I missed that one.
So Laura, I don't know if can I change the minutes to correct that, or do you have to send me a new page so I can forward them to the town clerk?
I think I sent you a PDF, so I'll change it and resend it.
Okay, all right. All right, so with that notation, okay, you have a second to approve the minutes as amended.
Second.
Mike seconded, thank you. Any need for further discussion? Hearing no need, all in favor? Aye.
Thanks.
All right, very good. Thank you. Treasurer's report.
So we do not have, I picked up the mail today, we do not have an August National Grid bill yet. So I just want to point that out, but our budget balance is $1,329.53. The $144.90 for incidentals that was reimbursed to Deborah has come out of the donation account. So there is now $3,592.77. And there's still $200 not to exceed budget, if you will, for the Husky tiller blade repair outstanding. That, well, it kind of reserved, set aside for that, which would if it ends up being $200, which would bring the donation account down to $3,392.77. And the grant money is still available. The balance is $592.14.
Could you give me just one more time, please, the first number of the FY amount? 1,000, what was it?
$1,329.50.
All right, thank you. Welcome, Shane. We were just discussing, have you had an opportunity to get sworn in yet?
I have not.
Okay. So you got to go.
Do I need to go downtown for that? How does that work?
Okay, you got to go down and see. You got to go down and see James or Eloise.
Okay.
They'll swear at you. They'll swear you in.
Fair enough.
And you have to sign a book. Okay.
Okay.
So in the meantime, you can certainly join us and listen in, but you won't be able to take any action or vote on any of the issues that come up this evening.
Fair enough.
All right.
Okay.
So that happens. And by the way, what's the best phone number to reach you at, please?
774
774
245
245
1285.
1285. All right. Thank you.
And if any of you guys have the ability to text me back with your name, so I know who you are when you're texting me, or
Okay.
that kind of thing.
All right. Very good.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. All right. So you've heard the treasurer's report. Have a motion to accept the treasurer's report as presented. Want to make a motion? Anybody?
I move we accept the treasurer's report.
All right, very good. Thank you, Deborah. Is there any need for discussion? Hearing no need, all in favor of the treasurer's report? Aye.
Aye.
All right, very good. Thank you. Moving on. Review of incoming correspondence. Laura?
The only thing in the mailbox today was the expense of $144.90 to Deborah from the town accountant. So
Okay.
It was, you know what I was noticing is that we haven't gotten any right to farm disclosure notices in quite some time.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah.
So not sure what is up with that, or if there's I don't know, nothing we can do about it, but
Would you mind making an inquiry to the assessor's office on that subject?
I can do that.
All right, thank you.
Let me just make a note.
Yep. How about emails?
Emails, plenty of them.
Anything relevant?
Yeah, well, I'm not going to address any of the newsletter stuff. If anybody wants it, it'll be in the minutes and I can forward it to you and all of that kind of stuff. But
Okay,
I think everybody gets them all anyway.
I think that's fair enough unless anybody has any other concerns or objections.
So, but we did have from the select board, a warm hello from incoming not accountant, administrator, Kristen Rubin.
Right.
And I think everybody got that one individually too. Also, all of these are from the select board. So agricultural appointments that were voted in on 8/29, which was Deborah Rolfe and Shane Wheeler. Welcome and congratulations, guys. An open meeting law refresher for all boards, committees, and commissions went out, and I think that went out to everybody. Save the date. I don't know if this one went out to everybody, but save the date for Coffee Talk to feature the new town administrator, Kristen Rubin, and more. And that will be on September 22nd at 6:30, both in person and virtual. And I don't remember if it had the Zoom link in it, but I can forward it to everybody if you didn't get it.
Okay.
And then there was also Mary Arata set up the Zoom link for John Root for October 13th
Right.
for his presentation. And that was it.
Okay, very good. Anybody have any questions? Thank you, Laura. Moving on the old business. We still have a vacancy on the commission here. In one of my last conversations with Kevin, and I can't remember if it was during one of our meetings or a private one, he had suggested we ought to perhaps look into having somebody in the horse business, because we have several, horse enthusiasts in town. So that's something to consider. If you've got any names or other recommendations, please bring it forward, so we can end up with a full commission. Anybody have any suggestions at this time?
I don't have any specific suggestions for horses, but I was going to dig out the email that Sue Roberts. She had made a bunch of suggestions.
Okay,
I just wanted to dig it out, and that's
a good
what
point.
we have somebody from the horse business. Yeah.
Okay. All right, very good. I took an action item the last time we met during the month to get together with our potential contractor for reshingling the garden shed roof. Haven't done that yet, haven't had an opportunity, but I will follow up on that later on this month and report back on that subject at that time. The next item, John Root's presentation. I think you probably all received a copy of the flyer he sent out. He's going to make his Zoom presentation on October 13th at 7 p.m. using the town's website, I guess, or whatever you want to call it, Zoom capabilities. Subject matter of the presentation will be attracting birds, butterflies, bees, and other beneficials. So if you can pass this on to anybody you think might be interested, it would be good to have as many people join in as possible. Any questions on that subject? Okay. James, how's the camera coming?
Yeah, I have a window between this past election and the next one where I should be able to get it wrapped up. So
Okay. All right,
on top
Very
of the
good.
to-do list.
done on the to-do list, huh? Okay. All right, very good, thank you. Under new business, community garden, status report. Deborah?
No, the harvest is waning, so I sent an email out to everybody saying this is the time to start breaking down and getting everything back to, as per the rules, your plot back to the condition that it was given to you, which is weed-free and the soil turned or raked. Haven't seen a lot of progress on that, but then I guess I also haven't been there as much as I usually am due to things going on in my family right now. So hopefully that will continue. I asked anybody if they had extenuating circumstances to let us know sooner than later so we can get people in there to do some of the work. And I'll just have to be on them a little bit more as we get into October. So last year it was, as usual, it's often just down to the last minute with a couple of the gardens and we get it done. So my question, well, a couple of things. We will need the ryegrass that I had forgotten to ask about, money to purchase that. And I guess the next question is if we'd be able to purchase it from Cordelia's farm, James, if that's something that we can do, or should I look elsewhere for it? So that's one question. And then the other is for those gardeners that don't, or I guess it's guidance I'm asking for. Is it okay for them to have hand turned their gardens and not just spread the rye? Or do I need to get in there and get all those gardens tilled? Which is either we use the old Husqvarna with the tills that are, a couple of tills that are busted or the tines that are busted, or we get the town to bring the new tiller down and go through the garden with that in mid-October. I know I
So-
just asked a lot of questions.
So I personally, I think the best thing to do would be to till it if possible, to get the depth so that when the ryegrass germinates, it'll have the ability to set some roots in. Worst comes to worst, I guess it can be tilled by hand. It's been done that way since the beginning of time too. So
Mhm.
whatever is, I think, the most convenient, but I think it's important that there is some amount of tilling before the seeds go down. As far as the seed itself, do we have an idea as to how many bags we might need?
Last year, I think we only used one, but I didn't feel we had good results. I think we need
Yeah,
to.
I don't think we had a good ground cover last year.
No, we didn't. So I think then at least 2 or 3, and we should just sow it a bit heavier than we did last year.
We have money in the budget for 4 bags at $100 total. I don't know if the price of that has gone up or not, but
Okay,
Oh,
Thank you for
we
that.
have just like a giant bag that you can pull stuff out of. So it that won't be a problem.
Okay, so when we get closer, James, I'll talk to you about coming down and getting some from you like I did last year.
Yeah, just let me know whenever you're ready, and
Okay.
we can either set it aside, or I can show you where it is, or can help you bring
Okay.
it down, whatever.
All right, yeah, I might have to make a couple trips, but I will arrange that through you then, if that's,
No, hey, it sounds good.
okay,
sounds like a plan.
sounds good to me.
All right. Anything else?
No, the one last thing is what I'll do is when we get closer to John Root's presentation, I will send an email out to all of the gardeners
Okay.
that they know. I don't want to do it too early. I
Right.
mean, I probably could do a quick blast and then follow up. That's probably the better idea. Send it out, say it's happening, and then follow up the week prior as a reminder, so that hopefully there'll be some people from the garden in attendance.
Will you forward his flyer because it has the webinar information on it?
Yes, yes,
Okay. All right, that sounds like a plan. Anything else?
that's all I have to say.
Okay. Anybody have any questions? All right, moving on. CPA garden financing fencing grant, excuse me, CPA garden fencing grant. Let me just shift some papers around here to get the information I need. So you will recall that back in January, we submitted a request to the town's Community Preservation Committee for a grant to install fencing around the community garden. That grant back in January was, I believe, well received by the committee. The only issue at the time is we had some competition, and we were asked basically if we could put this on hold for a period of time. Competition I'm referring to is that the Historical Society, Historical Commission and the Conservation Commission both had funding requests in order to meet matching type of grants. So it was determined that it would be in the best interest of the town to leverage the CPA funds to try to obtain those grants. And that certainly made a lot of sense, very logical, and we totally agreed that would be in the best interest of the town. You may have heard that fairly recently, the Conservation Commission won a substantial grant from the state, 800 and some odd thousand, whatever it was, in order to make the purchase of the Horseshoe Pond land as for conservation purposes. So as a result of that, and again, I don't know all the details because I'm not that close to it, but apparently as a result of that grant being issued, that has freed up some CPA funds. And I received an email in late August from Tim Wheeler asking if we would like to attend a meeting for purposes of resubmitting our grant application. So we obviously agreed to that. And Deborah and I both attended a meeting, a Zoom meeting that was held, I believe, on the 31st or thereabouts of August. And yeah, it was on the 31st of August. And in anticipation of that meeting, I went back to our vendor who gave us the quote for the application submitted in January for the fencing and asked if the quote was still valid. Of course, with inflation and everything, it wasn't. So he provided us with an updated quote, which reflected an increase of, let's see, $1,967. So our grant going in this time will total, based upon the vendor's quote, $41,309. During the meeting on August 31st with the CPA committee, they had suggested that given the current state of our economy, that we should probably consider adding additional monies to our request to cover future inflation. So if the town citizens approve this application, we're probably looking at the second or third quarter of 2023 before we can make an award. So that's quite a bit of a time span. So as a result, the CPA committee and the AgCom agreed that we should add an additional $3,691 to the grant request, or for a total of $45,000. So that's where our application stands at the moment. I haven't submitted it yet. I forwarded it to Deborah. I guess it was probably late in the afternoon today. Don't know that she's had an opportunity to review it yet, because I know she's been busy. So that's where we stand at the moment. And I'd like to get this into the CPA committee within the next few days or so for their processing and going forward with it. I was just going to mention, because I didn't, our original grant request, I think I have that here. You all can do the math based upon the numbers I gave you, but make it easier if I told you. Our grant request was for. I got it in the paperwork here someplace. So back on January 6th, we had submitted a request for $39,342. And now we'd be going in with $45,000. That reflects the inflation. The contractor has indicated almost $2,000, plus the additional monies for potential inflation between now and when we can place a contract award. So we're looking at a $45,000 project at the present time. Anybody have any questions? Deborah, did you have an opportunity to look at it?
I did.
Okay,
I did. When I got home today, I took a look at it and I did not see any reason to make any corrections or suggestions. Nice job as usual, Carl. I really appreciate it.
no problem. We did make some other minor changes to the application. When we submitted it back in January, I think last season we had, what was it, 32 gardeners, and now we have 38. And plus we changed various dates and things of that nature, all administrative type of things. But the crux of the change here is going up to an estimated amount of 45,000. We also have to keep in mind that should this project get approved by the citizens of Berlin, we will then have to go out and get competitive quotes. So hopefully the 45,000 up and higher number will protect us for the inflation, and maybe quotes may come in at something less.
Mm.
So that's where we stand at the present time. Any questions concerning this application? I'd like to then make a motion that we submit our CPA application for the community garden fencing to the committee in the amount of $45,000.
I'll second that.
Motions are made and seconded. Need for discussion? Hearing no need for discussion, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Very good, thank you. All right. So I will attempt to get that in the next few days with everything else going on. I've lost my agenda and shuffling all the papers around, yeah.
The good news is there's nothing else on the agenda, Carl.
That's what I thought. I just wanted to make sure.
But I did have one question that I didn't get answered during my report was,
Okay.
is it fine with you if we don't need to bring the big tiller down and use the little one if people in the garden adequately turn their soil? Or do you want me to get the town to bring the big tiller down?
I'll let that up to your call.
Okay, I just wanted advice on
Yeah.
that.
Well,
Okay.
it's whatever you think is easiest and most convenient and appropriate. I mean,
Okay,
you got the on-hands ability to see the exact situation, so whatever you think is appropriate, I have no issue
Yeah,
one way or the other.
I'd like to go with the smaller one if we can, because right now where the fence is, it's gonna be real tough getting that, the bigger tiller in and out of the shed for storage in the couple of weeks that we'd have it down there.
Okay.
We can get away with using the little one, I'll do that. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to take down a section of the fence for the winter to be able to get that other tiller in and out.
So if the small one works, go for it.
Okay, all right.
All right, folks. Thank you. Any other questions, concerns, complaints? Make a motion to close the meeting.
Second,
Motion is made second. All in favor?
Favor.
Very good. Thank you, folks.